Now let's turn to Australia. The land down under is feeling the heat and the need to increase its defences. It made an announcement today. Australia is significantly expanding its navy. It will more than double its warships. Right now they have 11 major warships. They plan to increase it to 26. This will make the country more battle-ready than it has been in generations.
Today, the Albanese government is announcing an increase in the number of warships in the Royal Australian Navy to being the largest fleet since the end of the Second World War.
Here's the breakdown of battleships. Australia plans to field 3 Hobart-class air warfare destroyers, 6 Hunter-class frigates, 11 general-purpose frigates, and 6 large, optionally crewed surface vessels. That means drone ships, optionally crewed. That adds up to 26 major warships. Along with this, 25 minor war vessels will be built. Now, most of these are new projects. Australia currently has just 3 Hobart-class destroyers in active service. Construction of the Hunter frigates began last year. The first one is expected only by 2031, and the acquisition of the other 2 warship types is yet to begin. So the entire naval upgrade is a long-term plan, and it will be expensive. Canberra has earmarked an additional $7.25 billion for this. And this is just for the surface vessels, the ones that I mentioned. There's even more set aside for submarines. Australia is planning to acquire nuclear-powered submarines as part of AUKUS. AUKUS, you would know, is a security partnership between Australia, the UK and the US. Australia will buy at least 3 Virginia-class nuclear submarines from the US in the next decade. Plus, it will build 5 SSN AUKUS-type submarines for itself. So Australia's overall naval upgrade budget is much bigger, some $13.5 billion over the next decade. It's a hefty investment. But what has brought this on? This is what Australia's Deputy Prime Minister said, and I'm quoting, the Royal Australian Navy must be able to ensure the safety and security of our sea lines of communication and trade routes as they are fundamental to our way of life and our prosperity. He spoke about protecting trade and communication. But it's hard to imagine pirates from Polynesia blockading Australia. The chief of the Australian Navy was a bit more forthcoming. This is what he said, I'm quoting again. A strong Australia relies on a strong Navy, one that is equipped to conduct diplomacy in our region, deter potential adversaries, and defend our national interests when called. Australia is preparing to defend itself against potential adversaries. It plans to use its upgraded Navy to conduct regional diplomacy. Both these goals are a way to counter China. China has been vying for naval supremacy in the Pacific, directly challenging American and Western hegemony in the region. Beijing has been courting Pacific Island nations, trying to win them over to its side with promises of investment and security. That's where a strong Australian Navy comes in, as an alternate source of security for Pacific Island nations, and a way to deter other Chinese ambitions, like an attack on Taiwan or other Western allies. Even though it wasn't named today, China is the reason for Australia's naval upgrade. It's the reason for the formation of AUKUS. It's the reason for the Quad alliance between Australia, India, Japan and the US. And it's the reason for Australia's naval militarization. But will 26 warships be enough to deter Beijing? I ask because China has the largest navy in the world with 140 major surface vessels. This is according to the US Department of Defense. Australia's 26 warships alone will not worry China, but alongside its allies, Australia may be able to help contain Beijing's aggression.